So today I have finally Romance of Men. This is a starter katana that they sent me for a review to test out. They cater more towards entry-level katana, budget-friendly. You know, think too high. I don't think there's anything over like $300, or everything is like kind of sub $300. But most of their pieces are probably around 120 and up, or something like 120 to about 250, basically selling entry-level style katana. This particular katana is called a Suridoi, handmade. It's a UNOKUBI ZUKURI, which is very, very interesting. For $155, this is a spring steel UNOKUBI ZUKURI for $155. There's a lot to really like about this sword. When I look at swords of this price range, I'm also putting into account basically what they cost and what you're getting for the cost. So if you're giving you a quality piece in terms of the fittings and the fit and finish and all that for that price point, I mean, that's a great buy. I don't expect to have excellent fit and finish because I know it comes at a cost. You want excellent fit and finish, excellent pieces, great castings, tight ito. It all comes at a cost. So if you're getting a lot of that within the $155 price range, that's pretty damn good. First off, guys, we'll start at the top. So you have the Kashira here. Now, there's these swirly misodomes is the theme of this whole sword. Some guy in the sword community is crazy about these swirly misodomes, Matthew Jensen. So, you know, he would actually love this type of sword. And I think he actually probably reviewed this exact sword. Kashira, as far as the details, is pretty good. Listen, it's going to be a little bit muddy. They're not going to be perfect castings. But for this price range, you're actually getting a pretty nice looking casting. It's not too bad. Even, you know, close up as you're seeing here, it's actually pretty good. Obviously, you want these to line up in terms of transitions. But if there's going to be an overlap of the Ito over the Kashira, I'd rather have it like that than the Kashira over the Ito to have a ledge. So there's no ledge here, which makes it comfortable to the hand touch. Now, how this is going to be with long-term use, I don't know. But right now, it's very tight. There's no wiggle or rattle or anything like that. It looks good. From what I understand, they are including real race skin on the Suka, which is cool, which I thought it was fake, but they're claiming it is real race skin. So I'll go by what they're saying, and it looks okay. It's not high quality race skin, but it's good. Now, if you look at the diamonds are fairly okay. I mean, they're not perfect, but they're not bad. The planes of them are pretty even. The width is a little bit off, but I got to tell you, for the most part, it doesn't look bad. Now, in terms of the tightness, it's tight enough. Listen, you can move it a little bit. Move the knot, you can see There you go. Mike is not muted anymore. What's up, everybody? Who's in the room? I think about 4 people in the room. Trying to go vertical, see if I can get into the shorts feed. You can hear me now. I think the mic is not muted anymore. So you guys should be good to go. What's up, Maddie? Maddie's faction in the house. Bonjour. Wanted to do a quick live. I'm also experimenting with these shorts, the short feed live, going vertical. So you should be able to see like a whole vertical screen. Hopefully this goes into the shorts feed. It's a new feature now. I don't know how perfected it is. Thanks, Serp. But they are trying to get the vertical feeds into the vertical frame lives into the short feeds. So that's what I'm trying to do here and there. I don't know how much you've been on, but I was showing a video. There's a really difficult question that I get asked all the time. And I'm glad that people, you know, would confide in me and answer this question and all that. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm like a professional in swordcraft and I would give you the best answers. And, you know, I'm humbled that people would confide in me to, you know, refer them to what sword they should get into or what sword should be good for them. The only problem is in the form of the comments that it's just, and anybody who reviews swords or reviews katana or anything like that, howdy, Garen. Welcome, buddy. You would understand when people ask you the question, what is a good starter sword or what's a good sword I should get into? It's literally impossible to really approach that type of question in the comment section, in that comment section forum, without having following up with that person and having to ask about 10 or 15 questions of them before you could give them an answer. So, I mean, I don't know their skill level. I don't know if they're looking to get a sword to be able to act as a wall hanger. I don't know if they're looking to get a sword where, I mean, if it's a wall hanger, it could be anything. They could shop anywhere, and if it looks nice to them, they can hang it up on their wall. I don't know if they're looking to cut with the sword. What are you looking to cut with the sword? Are you looking to cut tatami mats? Are you looking to cut bamboo? Are you looking to cut 2x4s? Are you looking to just cut water bottles or pool noodles? You have to know what they're cutting with. So it just, I get this question every once in a while. I get this freaking question, and it's just, and again, I'm humbled. I'm happy people are confiding in me and all that, but you guys have to understand what a difficult question it is to answer without knowing so much more about what you're shopping for. And, the good thing is that there's a lot of options out there. I mean, there's a ton of options out there. A ton of different brands, a ton of different type of price points. Then the other question is, what is your budget? Do you want a good quality sword as your first sword? Do you want to have a good quality wall hanger to say, yeah, this is fit and finish is great. It has some really good steel, and look at the fittings on it, and look how shiny the blade is, and look how sharp it is. And, do you want a sharpened sword? Do you want an unsharpened sword? It could go on and on and on and on. So, the only recommendation I can give is if you're looking to get a sword for the first time, and I know a lot of knife people are wanting to get into swords, and they never swung a sword before, but they think swords are mad cool, but they don't know how to approach it or how to get into it. The only thing, and I'm not going to make this live 50 hours long. I mean, I'll break this up into other different segments, but I think I just want to introduce one sword or reintroduce a sword that I did a review on. It's a $155 spring steel sword from Romance of Men. And I got to tell you, I was and am still very impressed, with this particular sword. I think they did a really good job on it. I'm actually going to go to the page where it's at, if I can. I think I have it open somewhere. Yeah, it's Romance of Men is the company. You can find them at romanceofmen.com. I think there is a link to the exact sword that I'm talking about. Budget Guy, what's up, buddy? I think there's a link to that exact sword in in this video here, but it's called a Suridoi handmade katana from and the great thing, it's a UNOKUBI ZUKURI, which is excellent. Actually, let me just show it to you. All right, this is a sword right here. It's a UNOKUBI ZUKURI architecture, which is good. Got to get used to his vertical frame. I'm assuming you guys could hear me okay. What's up, Scab? How you doing, buddy? If we're going to go formal, hello, Scott. How are you, Scott? Joseph. Hello, Scott. So this is the particular sword I did a review on, and it's still a damn good sword. Before I even get into the blade and stuff, it's got a really nice, I got to get the camera work in the right line here. It's got a really nice saya. It's got like a splattered red and black saya. It's pretty cool. Not much rattle or anything like that. I'll tell you about, what problems I had with it, but not much at all. And it's got really nice fittings. It's got the swirly misodomes, which if you guys know Matthew Jensen, he's crazy about it. It's got some really nice fittings. Here's Akasha. Everything has this swirly misodome-like type of theme. And it's nice. I mean, it's pretty solid. And look at the Fuchi here. No ledges. It's pretty. The transitions are pretty good. Everything looks pretty damn nice. I mean, even the I don't know if I said hello, Illuminati Ninja. Thanks for joining me, buddy. How we doing in the room? And I gotta tell you, the Ito, I'm losing train of thought here. The Ito is extremely tight. You could use it, move it like a millimeter or so, but it's very tight. The diamonds are fairly even. It's got a nice tight feel to it, and I've used it. I have used it before. I'm in my memory.
Well, that's what I'm really doing right now. In my memory 507, I'm trying. It's definitely under 500. This is the sword I introduced it. The link is in the description of this video. This is a sword from Romance of Men. This is a $155 sword. This is a great starter sword, and I'll tell you why I love this sword for people who are looking to starting to get into swords. Okay, but I'm just getting into the fittings and stuff and how tight and the diamonds and how well fit. Fit and finish is very good for $150 $5. I mean, the knot is good. There's no problems with the transitions, nothing loosened up. And I've used this is after use, after cutting with it, and nothing loosened up. It's working pretty damn good. Thank you, my memory. I appreciate that. So this is definitely something you definitely want to look into, especially as a starter sword or just even an add-on if you want to practice like cutting with or something like that. The only problem I had with this is the see how tight it is here, and now it's just a little thumb push. I did my Gorilla Glue fix. Okay, if you look at my videos, you'll see that I have a really good fix to fix the fit of the sword into the side. It's a Gorilla Glue fix. It's in my catalog there, and I fixed it with this, and it's perfectly fine now, no rattle. But that's the only real problem that I had with it, other than the fact that I wanted this thing a little bit sharper. But it was sharp enough. I just like it to have. It just needed like a little fine belt, like a honing on a fine belt and stuff. But it's a really nice blade. It's a UNOKUBI ZUKURI, like I said. It's got nice thickness to it, and it's spring steel. That's the beauty of this as a starter sword, guys. It is a spring steel sword. You can see the bohea there, that UNOKUBI ZUKURI, and how it thins out in the front. And it has a reinforced tip. It's hard to see it on this camera, but this is a great sword. Being spring steel means that you can hit hard targets with it. I barely call it knowledge, buddy, but it's what I got. It's my whatever my experience is with whatever companies are great enough to send me. So the good thing about it being spring steel is the fact that if you hit a hard target with it, and listen to the bohea. I don't know if you can hear it in the mic. It's got the audible feedback, okay, with the bohea here, given that's UNOKUBI ZUKURI, and it means that's good so you can see if your edge alignment is on. But besides that, if you hit a hard target with it, the spring steel is going to bend and spring back into shape. So you don't have the chance of a differentially hardened blade where it'll take a set or take a bend if you have a bad aligned cut. So you could hit, and you can see it on my video, I hit very hard targets with it. You actually saw it bend, and then boom, it sprung it back into shape. And if you look at it, you can't see it on this camera, but it's perfectly straight, even though I was really hitting some hard targets with it. I think I hit some wood and stuff like that. But that's the beauty of spring steel, is the fact that it will bend. It has a nice bend radius, but it won't break on you. So that's why this sword at 155 with spring steel and also UNOKUBI ZUKURI, which it's unheard of to get a UNOKUBI ZUKURI, which is very popular, very good geometric, very light and nimble sword. Okay, extremely light and nimble sword, very easy to start and stop, given this architecture for 155, and the fact that it's got really good, fit and finish. Look at that habaki there too. Surely Mr. Don habaki. It's not bad. The fitted habaki is not bad as well. But the fact that I did cutting with it and still in really good shape, not loosened up, and it's such a light and nimble sword, the blade, the spring steel for 155, this is a great freaking option. Thanks, guys, for joining. I'm just trying to catch up on your comments and stuff. So this is definitely a great option for you to get into if you're looking to get into like a starter sword for 155, being spring steel. Now, listen, there's a million different other options. There's a lot of different options out there, but it's just so hard to really narrow them down. Actually, let me get rid of this thing over here. I have a banner that says I'll be right back, and it's still showing, which is stupid. Hold on. There we go. So it's hard to really kind of like break down exactly how many swords there are out there. But this being a sword that I reviewed already, and I'm still pretty damn happy with it, I think it's a great option. you know, to kind of get into swords. Now, I'll show you one more because I'm probably going to do a couple more of these reviews. But one more I actually just got back because it had to, this was kind of being lent around to a lot of different people, and it finally came back to me. I'm happy to have it back. I want to cut with it again. This is a sword from Hanwei. This is also a UNOKUBI ZUKURI, but it's a very thick and heavy duty blade. It's called it's a Raptor series, UNOKUBI ZUKURI, a Raptor series. It's a Raptor UNOKUBI ZUKURI from Hanwei. That's exactly what it is. And you notice the scale, the suka is 13 inches. It's a huge freaking suka, okay? And it's got a pretty good big blade, about 30 inches. Now, look at the thickness of this blade compared to the other one. Look at that spine. Look at the spine. Look at the tip. Look at the how stout and the girth of this freaking blade. I mean, this is definitely a heavy ass cutter, and it's probably around three. I haven't priced it in a little while, but this is probably one of my favorite swords in terms of a good, manageable sword, but also more of a heavier type of cutter. It's just an awesome freaking blade. I want to get into this sword a little bit more. I did a review on it. It's definitely into my catalog, but if you want something in the $300 to $400 range, and you want a UNOKUBI ZUKURI and a good cutter with a really long suka, if you like. I mean, look at how far apart my hands are. I mean, this is a huge freaking suka. I mean, if you compare it to the other one, if I can, look at that size differential. I mean, it's freaking tremendous. Tremendous. I mean, it's definitely, you can definitely see it when you start comparing it to other swords. But this is definitely something that I would recommend. Probably next tier, around $300-400 range. A really good cutter. This is I don't know if this is spring steel. This is actually kind of like a spring steel type of blade. I have to really look into it. I haven't looked into it for a while, but I think it's kind of a spring steel type of blade. But it's a very resilient blade, very stout, big, huge blade, big suka, a lot of manageability there. And again, into the $300 to $500 range, because I know somebody was asking, in my memory, I think, was asking something around $500. I think this is probably sub $500, but I would definitely recommend the Raptor series 100% as also a very good sword line if you're looking to get into swords for the first time. And this will take some abuse, especially the Practical Excel, which I don't have on me right now. Practical Excel is excellent freaking blade. But the Raptor line from Hanwei is an excellent buy if you're looking to get into that $300 to $400 price range. But like I said, guys, this is a great sword right here in terms of the around 155 with this Romance of Men with the spring steel. I think it's a great sword to kind of really just get your feet wet and get into. Fruit Ninja. Nah, I don't like cutting fruit. I don't like wasting fruit, man. Water bottles. I mean, tatami mats. I love cutting tatami mats. I love cutting the traditional tatami mats because that's really where you get the most satisfaction in cutting with the tatami mats. And but they're expensive. I mean, they're very expensive. Sometimes I have companies that send me tatami mats, which I'm very appreciative of. How heavy do you believe actual katanas were once they were used for self-defense? Just curious. I don't think they were that freaking heavy. No, they were nimble. I mean, they weren't. Also, don't forget, actual katana, you got to understand, Japanese men weren't very tall people. They're not very tall people. So the katana are actually, the Americanized replicas of katana are longer. The traditional katanas that were widely used on foot combat, not on horseback, those Itachis, those are longer, were probably around 27 inches long. They weren't that long. Ours are probably in the 28 to 30 inches, but 27, 28 is what a normal katana was. So they were light, they were nimble. They need to be light and nimble, and they needed to be basically quick strike type of swords. It's because basically a katana fight is a 1 or 2 strike hit. Either you hit, kill, or you get killed. I mean, that's pretty much what it was. But they were, I think, a little bit more light and nimble. They're a little bit more stouter and heavier now. But this is definitely a light sword. I mean, this is probably about very close to 2 pounds. If that over 2 pounds, maybe by a couple of ounces. It's a very light and nimble sword. UNOKUBI ZUKURI spring steel, great tight fittings, and it's really, really cool. I'm getting up there too, buddy. That's why I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can now. But listen, I thank everyone for joining me in the room. I'll probably try to pop in and do these lives here and there. Maybe I'll do some showcases of swords that I've already reviewed. If you guys like that, let me know in the comment section. I'll come back to you, and maybe I'll showcase. It doesn't have to be just swords. I'll do knives, pocket knives, my buoys. You know, I do knife reviews too, obviously. So if you guys like this type of pop-in, re-showcasing certain things, but I really wanted to get this. This won't be the last one I do. I have to get this question addressed all the time as far as what's a good starter sword without really knowing what you guys want. It's such a hard question to answer. So, but I'll definitely follow up. And guys, give me your requests in the comments if there's anything you guys want me to see or do. Heavier type of swords, yeah, the claymores or the European sword models. I mean, I have a European sword hanging back there. You can't see it because of the vertical frame, but yeah, those are the heavier swords. But that's also, there's a different way that you need to carry and swing that type of sword compared to using katana. So that you need, it's a certain type of way that you need to train in HEMA, historical European martial arts, to swing those types of swords. But if you can get that swing, I mean, those things are devastating. Those things are a lot of fun. You got to really do a full back and shoulder, hump, swift, hit, full body freaking swing with those things, which is cool if you know how to do it and you can practice with it, But yeah, so let me know in the comment section if there's anything you want me to do in terms of these little pop-in lives. But I think it's cool to do like these little inserts of like swords and knives that I've reviewed before and just do like some little follow-up type of videos and all that. So thanks for joining me, guys. Jay, in my memory, Cunha, I don't know if I'm saying it right, Kunai or Kunayao. I can't tell if that's an L or an I. Budget Guy, thanks for joining me. Mass Faction was here before. Serp was here. I know Scab was in. Garen joined me. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I'm going to end the live now, and I will see you in the next time. And please comment if there's anything else you want me to kind of get into these lives. Have a good one, guys. Later.